The boy bit down hard on his pencil. He tried desperately to stop making the strange noises, but he just couldn't control it. His classmates burst out laughing, but the teacher had had enough of him. She called him to the front of the class and scolded him loudly. She didn't believe that he couldn't control himself. She thought he was just being mischievous on purpose. She made him stand in front of the entire class and apologize. Reluctantly, the boy apologized and promised he wouldn't make the strange noise again. But when he returned to his seat, the principal called in his mom, saying that the teachers at the school couldn't do anything for him, and advised him to drop out. The boy helplessly said he couldn't control it, but the principal just couldn't believe something like that could happen. The boy's name was Tom. In fact, it wasn't just the principal who didn't believe him. Mom's friends would say, "Why does he always sound like a dog barking?" Even Tom's father didn't believe him. "It'll be nice one day when you're not acting up." Tom froze when he was shouted at, eyes filled with tears, feeling the strange stares of those around him. As he walked, he continued making the strange sounds, which he couldn't stop whenever he was nervous, his body trembling uncontrollably, which only made his father angrier.
Stop it!
His parents had divorced when he was young. When they parted ways, his father hugged his little brother tightly, waiting for the next hug. But when his father stood up to leave, Tom had no choice but to hug him and say, "I love you." His father merely patted his head in passing, then hurriedly walked away. But even if the whole world doesn't like you, there will always be one person who stays by your side, and that person was his mother. So he moved on to middle school. The principal invited Tom to an afternoon concert, but Tom didn't want to go, because he was afraid his tics would ruin the atmosphere. However, after the principal insisted, Tom showed up, at an event he had always avoided. His worries were not unfounded. The frequent sounds he made were clearly more attention-grabbing than the performance on stage. After the music ended, the principal stood up and asked, "Did anyone hear any strange noises just now?" Everyone answered yes, and looked toward Tom. The principal called the boy up to the stage, but instead of criticizing him, he asked him to explain why he acted the way he did, and share his thoughts. For the first time in his life, Tom spoke from his heart.
You control it if you wanted to, right?
No, sir. It's a sickness.
Well, why can't you just get cured?
There isn't any cure.
"What can we do to help you, Brad? I just want to be treated like everybody else." Tom walked down the stairs, still making strange noises, heading back to his seat. This time, no one laughed at his sounds. His classmates clapped, cheering for the boy who was fighting against his strange illness. Everyone stood up. Tom had never felt as much kindness and encouragement as he did that day. He looked up at the principal on stage, the man who, with just a few words, and a few minutes of education, had opened the door to a new world for him. From that day on, Tom had a dream. He wanted to become an excellent teacher.